Question: when approaching a school bus that has stopped with red lights flashing, what must you do? Question: you see this ahead. What does it mean? Question: what does a flashing red traffic light mean? Question: what should you do if you miss your exit on the highway? Question: what does this sign mean? Question: what does a solid yellow line be turned on? Question: what does a solid yellow line on your side mean? Question: what should you always do at a stop sign?
Question: what must you do when approaching a school bus with flashing red lights?
Question: what does this road sign mean? Question: what does this road sign mean? Question: what should you do if an emergency vehicle is approaching with flashing lights and siren? Question: when driving on icy roads, what is the safest way to stop? Question: when are you required to use headlights?
Question: what should you do if you miss your exit on the highway? Question: what should you do if you see this sign? Question: what does a flashing yellow light mean? Question: what should you do before changing lanes on Higway? Question: when approaching a railroad crossing with flashing red lights, what must you do? Question: what should you if you feel drowsy while driving? Question: at an intersection with a green light, but with traffic stopped ahead, what should you do? Question: what should you do if an emergency vehicle is approaching with flashing lights and siren? Question: what should you do when you see a pedestrian waiting at a crosswalk? Question: what does a stop sign mean at an intersection? Question: what should you do if your brakes fail while driving? Question: when driving in fog, what lights should you use? Question: you are approaching an intersection with a flashing red traffic light. What should you do? Question: when must you turn on your headlights? Two cars arrive at an intersection with no signs or signals. Who has the right of way? Question: when parallel parking, how close should your car be to the curb? Question: what should you do at a stop sign? Question: what should you do before changing lanes on a highway? Question: you are driving and see a stop sign with no other vehicles around. What must you do? Question: at an uncontrolled intersection, three vehicles arrive at the same time. Car A turning left, Car B going straight, Car C turning right. Which vehicle goes first? Question: when two vehicles arrive at a four-way stop at the same time, which vehicle has the right of way? Question: what must you do when you hear a siren and see flashing lights from an emergency vehicle behind you? Question: what should you do if you see a school bus stopped with its red lights flashing? Question: when driving in heavy rain, what should you do? Question: three cars arrive at an uncontrolled intersection at the same time. Which car goes first, second, and third? Question: when approaching an intersection with a stop sign, what must you do? Question: you are at an intersection with a green light, but a pedestrian is still crossing. What should you do? Question: what should you do when approaching a yield sign? Question: what should you do if your vehicle starts to skid on a wet road? Question: when must you turn on your headlights? Question: what does this road sign mean? Question: when driving down a steep hill, what should you do? Question: what does this sign mean? Question: at a red traffic light, when can you turn right?